Well, I'm going to come on here to say some cool stuff. I know some questions were asked, how did I make the Dean's List this coming semester? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, because I had a rough semester. I didn't honestly think I was going to make it to anything, But I had teachers, who assured me very much. I know it's just a rough semester, not being in wind ensemble, and also the fact that I had to change classes in the first week of school and put something in its place. That was the first kind of start of this, So at least I didn't lose my credit and all that mess. And I had a little struggle from the beginning, But, and I used to be so embarrassed when Dr. Robichaud talks about me towards Dr. Miranda. I'm going to say that was a little on the embarrassing side. Because I was like, I know he was concerned about me passing his class academically, and so was I. I was kind of mad about it at first, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't want him to tell Dr. Miranda anything like that. And I was like, what must I do to get this person off my behind, But then again, I realized that sometimes whatever to talk about is not always bad, Sometimes it can also be good, especially there are times I also know Dr. Robichaud, Dr. Miranda, and sometimes I could be sitting right by the office, hearing say, oh wow, she's doing things better. What have you been telling her? Well, the answer wasn't honestly easy per se. He told me that, yeah, I tell Hannah that she has to focus. And, yeah, so as time went, and things got insanely better, Like, way better. I know I was upset on some other things too, especially not being in a project with my other friends were doing for percussion ensemble. And I asked the professor, why? Why, Dr. Miranda? Why weren't you letting me in? And I was upset, It was like something you don't understand when you have someone with disability. Some people might take rejection hard. And that's what happened to me personally. That I took it so hard. And to the point that, that it was hard to get through the first day or two of it, But once I kind of had him outside the day after lessons, let's say, we had a little outside chat between me and him, and that's what made a little sense. And also the fact that he said, yeah, remember what happened at the concert? And I was so embarrassed because I always had this habit of spacing out, which is something I cannot control because due to the nature of everything else, per se. And so he said, I don't want you in the project. I want you focusing on your other classes. And yeah, it took me a while to process it, About the third day of this stuff, I decided, I'm going to do whatever I can to buckle down in these classes to prevent failing and to try to get the average I'm used to. And that's kind of how I handled it, and as of how my teacher have handled it and told me to focus, Dr. Miranda per se, and thank God he is the best. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I saw like ending results in my classes ending good, like in a very good way. Like it was the point that I have realized it in the history of academical success, which I had ended my 7th semester on Dean's List, which I was quite surprised to end on that. I was like, I never thought I could do it. And then, as soon as my Dean, professors, did everything they could to help me, even if they were talking amongst each other, Dr. Miranda, Dr. Robichaux, they were trying to be intuitive about the situation. And even I got out a third guy in this one, Dr. Bortney too, because you know what? Without those three, I wouldn't have gotten the grades that I really have earned, over the course of the semester. And I want to tell you the grades that I had. That I had 2 C's, 3 A's, and 2 B's, which is not really bad. It was a 3.375 average, which I went on to look up the grades as since they're posted. And I wanted to thank the guys for being so intuitive to, especially showing them the fact that they care, because I realize that sometimes not all teachers are bad, and that most teachers are really good, especially when it comes to their students, and yeah, and even if somebody fusses like that, fusses me in general about some things, it's just sad they care so much, and the fact is, they want to see better, and they deserve better, and I had to realize that long term. So, what happened the few days after I processed it, I went to Texas, and I really processed it like this. Like, how did I end the semester like this? I thought I couldn't. Then I go to reach out to my percussion teacher, and 1 or 2 other guys that I mentioned, to thank them for what they did for me. Because you know what? And he can apologize if I ever complained about anything, too. Because, they didn't deserve the upsetting Hannah. They deserve the happy, productive Hannah. And that's what they loved a lot more, And I'm thankful for those guys. 100%. And hey, if that's not, successful enough, I don't know what is. Because you know what? I couldn't have done it without those 3. I couldn't really have done it without them, keeping me focused. Especially when it kind of started out rough for me, but it ended on a good note. And that, I thank all of them for it. Because, and I hope to make this last one the best one there is, because that's how they know me, and that's what I want them to remember the most. If I had to go to grad school and I had to apply for that kind of situation, let's say they need my resume, and I want those guys to know me for that good reason and not the negative, And yeah, I know y'all hearing this, but that's a good thing, because you know what? Dr. Miranda, Dr. Robichaux, and Dr. Bartlett, and every other faculty in Nichols that has been around in my existence. Thank you so really much for, everything, even for holding me accountable for things, for pushing me, and also my colleagues too, for pushing me endearly, because especially when you can see someone getting upset over something, just try to say, hey, it's gonna be okay, Han, and I got the best of everything. And you know what? I couldn't have asked for better. And if I ever said anything to be complaining about, or anything I complained of, then I'm sorry. But hey, I love each and every one of y'all. And I'll see you back in a few weeks. See ya!